Well, good morning, folks. A lot going on today. Not nearly as much as it has been, but we do have a lot of flooding concerns in the coming days, as well as some very high temperatures in the Eastern Seaboard. I put together a bunch of shorts this morning. You can go to my main channel and look at those. It describes the hazards for today, so I'm not going to spend time going over that. And this is your basic radar here. Starting off, we got heavy rain and thunderstorms going on in parts of southern Texas, and rainfall going all the way up into Louisiana, Arkansas, Indiana, Ohio today, and some remaining rainfall into Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, and some mountain snow and rain out here to the west, and some remnant showers up here to the north. Okay, and I want to say I spent a lot of time trying to learn this WSV3 product, and it's pretty difficult. And I appreciate y'all's patience when I'm working through this. I was going to go over the mid-level flow, but I'm running out of time today, so I'm just starting off with the current radar. And what I'm going to do today is go over the Storm Prediction Center outlooks for the next couple days, as well as the excessive rainfall outlook, so you know where the main hazards are. I'll try to go over a few other things as well today, so I apologize for it being shorter and less detailed than it normally would be. So, do my best here to get the information out. Appreciate y'all's patience, and let's get started here. So we had a trough digging into the southern portion of the forecast area today into Texas and New Mexico, and the remaining maybe a short wave moving through the mid-Atlantic today, which will help alleviate some of the heat concerns we have today. Excuse me. And generally in the same areas, we have a slight chance of flooding between 10 and 15% here in parts of southern Texas, going into parts of Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Mexico today, with a margin, this marginal risk up here to the north of it, right? But the biggest risk for flooding today is in Texas, and into parts of Mississippi and Louisiana. But we have a marginal risk that goes all the way up to Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, and New Jersey today. So now to get more specifics about the severe weather for today, let's move on to that. So we have this light risk, like I said, down here into Texas, and a marginal risk in New Mexico as well, and up into the Mid-Atlantic. Moving on to tornado risk for today. All right, so we got the tornado risk here into southern Texas. Generally just to the south of San Angelo here today, as well as up in here. Interestingly enough, that's strange. Tornado risk all the way up here. Well, very bizarre. It's in a weird area here. It isn't really part of the main threat. I have to look at this product some more, but that's what it's showing up here in the Midwest, Pennsylvania, New York. So 2% chance of tornado up here and 2% down here as well. Kind of mind-boggling, this threat here. Hail risk. We got a SIG 1 hail risk, and this is what's driving the 15% risk in the southern Texas here, with a chance for 2-inch hail. Then with the Midland and La Mesa, Texas, and the chance of hail otherwise in the parts of Mexico and other parts of Texas here, and a 5% chance of 1-inch hail up here to Kentucky, West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. All right, so moving on to tomorrow's cumulative outlook. Going back to categorical risk, we have large general thunderstorm risk here for a good portion of the middle part of the country, Wyoming, North Dakota, and back towards North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, especially south central and southeast Georgia. Not expecting any precip tomorrow, but we're on the border of that here, and southern Florida. We got a marginal risk for severe weather tomorrow in parts of southeastern Colorado, eastern Oklahoma, northern Texas here, and eastern New Mexico. We also have a 2% tornado risk here, generally south of Denver and the Four Corners region here, generally eastern, western Oklahoma. So a very small area tornado chance tomorrow. We also have a 5% chance of 1-inch hail in the same area and a 5% risk of winds exceeding 60 miles per hour as a short wave moves through this area tomorrow. Moving into tomorrow's excessive rainfall outlook, quite a large area here, slight risk of excessive rainfall. Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Missouri, Kansas, with a larger marginal risk all the way back towards Colorado into Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Mississippi, and Louisiana, all the way down to southern Texas. And a small area here, parts of Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee, South Carolina, and North Carolina. So that persistent southerly flow, and given the antecedent conditions here, definitely not a high threshold for flooding if we do get any rainfall. This marginal flooding risk into parts of Oklahoma here, extreme northern Texas, and southern Kansas, as well as a larger marginal risk from Ohio, Indiana, Missouri, through Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, all the way back through central Texas, parts of North Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina as well. So quite a wide area here. Going into Saturday, we go back to this southern mode here with a slight risk of excessive rainfall, meeting flash flood criteria in parts of southern Texas, and most of Louisiana here, with a larger marginal risk going through Mississippi, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Okay, again, in the Northeast, we got this flooding risk again in New Jersey, Pennsylvania here, although it's a marginal risk. The green, of course, is the marginal risk here. Now moving into Sunday. Trying to get my days right here. Man, timelines get screwed up on your head sometimes. But we return to this marginal risk and slight risk of excessive rainfall again, Louisiana, Arkansas, and parts of Texas, with a marginal risk all the way up into Tennessee and this arc here, covering parts of Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, once again, Louisiana, Mississippi. So this persistent rainfall is going to really be impactful for this area. Likely, if there was any drought, it was ongoing, it'll likely end the drought for some of these areas. We keep getting this. It might be too much, you know? So we could really use some rain here in Georgia, especially central and southeast Georgia, but I doubt that it's really going to bring that much beneficial rainfall. Anything beneficial, right? But we need a long duration event here, and I don't think that's in the cards right now. Well, my data was wrong on the day 3 outlook for the Storm Prediction Center, and I thought so, but we now have this slight risk of severe weather centered just to the west of Oklahoma City as that short wave moves through here, with the attendant probabilistic 15.5%, right? So this is a little bit of a change since, not really though. They had this day, Friday, outlook for this already since yesterday. So could be I think it's mostly going to be a hail and wind risk. Depends on the moisture return here, with a larger marginal risk all the way down to Texas, parts of southwestern Kansas, and points surrounding here. So we'll see how this plays out, but it'll be interesting to see how this ends up going in the next couple of days here. Moving on to the other days, I don't think there's going to be anything else on the map. I'm just going to check it real quick. Nothing else outlined right now by the Storm Prediction Center, so that's good news. So a quick review based on the most pressing hazards here is the rainfall in the central and deep south and parts of the Tennessee Valley, Mississippi Valley here. And this is precip total through Saturday morning or Friday night, right? Up into some precip up here in Montana, Nebraska, and higher amounts into the central U.S. and Oklahoma and Kansas, up to 2 inches of rain expected here. Southern Texas looks to be the most, between 2 and 3 inches here, depending where you're at. You see the highest amounts in the orange. Parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas look to get to between 1 and 2 inches, as well as Kentucky and Tennessee, West Virginia, and into parts of Pennsylvania and maybe New Jersey. Georgia, less than an inch now, between now and Friday night, and maybe up to half an inch in Florida, right? Now, snowfall between now and Saturday. You know, some higher snowfall amounts in the higher terrain between maybe 4 and 12 inches, and maybe a couple inches up here in the Rocky Mountains. The higher terrain really, they're the only ones who'll be getting this snowfall. And this is mostly the next couple of days here. That's just a moves through, right? Friday to Saturday, not quite as much, but we still may have some snow up here in the higher terrain of Colorado as we get into the weekend. That's it for right now for today's forecast. Thankfully, not too much going on except for the flooding. Stay tuned to my channel. I'll also be linking in some to my main video here, the shorts that I put out today. That'll help you look at the regional impacts as well. Appreciate y'all watching and your patience in me learning this new product. God bless y'all. Have a great day.